My name is Craig Gear. I'm the President of Seniors' Rights Service and also the Chair of the Older Persons Advocacy Network. Scandals involving the abuse and neglect of older people have drawn media and community attention for at least 4 decades and have been happening for much longer. We're sort of just down the road here in 1981 that a group at the University of Sydney got together. There were some academics, there were some social workers, and there were some activists. And they had a conference, not unlike ours. And they were a group, not unlike ourselves. Under the banner of SWAG, the Social Welfare Action Group, they came together to help focus attention on the systemic nature of elder abuse. And the community has been working together ever since. At that first conference, they decided to form a research collaboration, which included SWAG, Redfern Legal Centre, and many others. They worked to scope the size of the elder abuse problem in New South Wales aged care facilities and boarding houses. A phone-in on the abuse of the elderly held in March 1982 received over 500 calls in a single weekend. The majority of callers identified current concerns of elder abuse: neglect, physical harm, financial abuse, sexual and emotional abuse. These allegations and stories of abuse were documented in a report titled Prisoners of Neglect. The research informed the New South Wales inquiry into nursing homes and private hospitals, and over time led to a range of user rights measures being incorporated into state and later on Commonwealth laws. Eventually, it led to national policy reform, including the Charter of Care Recipients' Rights and Responsibilities, the development of individual advocacy support services, and the Community Visitors Scheme. It also led to the formation of the Aged Care Rights Service in 1986, the previous name of Seniors' Rights Service, of which I'm proud to be President. Seniors' Rights Service has worked for 32 years to provide independent individual advocacy to older people, offer legal advice, and to educate both the aged care industry and the broader community. I thank our sponsors and funders, the New South Wales Department of Community Services, the Australian Government Attorney General's Department, the Department of Health, as well as our silver, bronze and other partners. These funders, along with New South Wales Legal Aid and the New South Wales Office of Fair Trading, have made possible the work of Seniors' Rights Service with our clients over many years. I also thank the experts who have contributed their time and wisdom to this conference as we explore, articulate and debate what can be done to combat elder abuse. And I might be slightly biased, but I think it's been a pretty good conference. And I particularly want to thank Russell Westacott and the team from Seniors' Rights Service. You have put in a phenomenal effort and you have put on a world-leading conference. Thank you, and your commitment and the team's commitment does not go unnoticed, so thank you. Over this conference, we've confirmed that elder abuse is a much broader and more frequent than the much publicised unacceptable occurrences in residential aged care. Thankfully, these are now fewer in number. We've confirmed that elder abuse takes many forms and can involve trusted institutions, service providers, financial services, and our broader society. For me, the hardest of these is to hear about are the ones with trusted family members taking financial advantage, as we heard from Maria yesterday, which actually brought me to tears. So 4 decades is a long time to be talking about elder abuse. and a long time to be talking about essentially the same issues. For the elders of the Gadigal people on whose nation and land we've met, the talk has been going on for much longer. And we want to thank them for what they have taught us, for the Eora Nation and the other First Nations, about resilience, about persistence, and about respect for elders in our society. So, a small number of activists meeting in Sydney Uni 37 years ago, probably considered snowflakes or Care Bears in their day, has steadily grown over 4 national conferences. To the past 2 days, with over 560 national and international delegates meeting for the 5th time, continuing those early collaborations and continuing their vital work on this serious issue. And now, together, we need to plan to make elder abuse stopped and a reality. A raft of state and Commonwealth reviews and reports show us in 2018 there has been much conversation of the issues, but much more actual work is still needed to turn talk into action. We acknowledge the work of the Australian Government to develop a consensus definition of elder abuse and to get a handle on the size of the problem through the work of the Australian Institute of Family Studies. We also acknowledge the work of those states and territories which fund helplines and other support mechanisms. But now we need to plan, fund and coordinate consistent responses nationally to elder abuse, across jurisdictions, across disciplines and across agencies. The formation of the new national body, Elder Abuse Action Australia, is an immediate outcome of this conference. EAAA provides a key mechanism to support our collective work, and we acknowledge with gratitude the financial contribution from the Attorney-General towards its establishment. I am sure that we will all support the work of EAAA to, 1, promote the rights of older Australians to live free from abuse and neglect, 2, to develop and promote public policy, research and good practice, and 3, to raise community awareness and, through partners, provide education regarding elder abuse. EAAA can also provide a key leadership role in the community sector's contributions to the development of the National Elder Abuse Plan, announced by the Attorney-General today. So I'm very pleased of our strategies that I can actually rip off this one about a national plan now. Thank you. We've learnt a lot about what's possible nationally by looking at the planning of action on domestic family violence. Rosie Batty brought the reality of abuse and violence into our homes and into our hearts. Many people believe state, territory and Commonwealth governments and community agencies couldn't come together to agree a national response. The National Domestic and Family Violence Plan proves otherwise and demonstrates how we can fast-track the national response to elder abuse. But now we need to deliver direct education and support to the community. Some community legal centres and advocacy services have been supporting this work to date. This year, with a grant from the Australian Government, OPAN, the Older Persons Advocacy Network, and its estate affiliates like Seniors' Rights Service, have been building capacity and a national elder abuse response model. A national elder abuse dataset, staff training, supported decision-making resources and tailored responses to rural, remote and diverse populations are all in the pipeline. Our nationally consistent elder abuse response service is ready to go and awaits government support. But now, we need the community to identify and respond to elder abuse too. Upskilling and educating the community and volunteers to readily do this is vital. They will be our eyes and ears. We will be ready to support and respond. So we have the legs of the chair in place. Now we just need the right support to prosecute the changes that are needed to address the scourge of elder abuse. If the size, excitement and breadth of this conference has shown us anything, is that the time to combat elder abuse is now, an idea whose time has well and truly come. Attorney, tomorrow we will be meeting to talk about community-led strategies for change. We expect that will demonstrate how together the community already is and how ready we are to support these changes. Some things we'll be able to do ourselves, others will need governments and agencies across the nation to work together to enact this long-needed change. So now, let's work together so making change does not require another 38 years. Thank you.